the silence of the room, only one sound breaks the stillness. Again and again. His fingers tremble slightly, hovering over the mouse. Not from fear, from anticipation. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, whispering, focused tone, "Come on, load." Each press, a decision. Each click, a step deeper. The screen flickers. Yoo Jin-ho is saying under breath, intense tone, "This is it." And with one final, Yoo Jin-ho is saying, steady, intense, cinematic tone. Flames roar behind him, not from the room, but from within. His fingers move rapidly across the keyboard, each strike harder than the last. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, furious, teeth-clenched tone, "These damn keyboard warriors." Yoo Jin-ho is saying, building heat, slower, dramatic tone. His eyes burn. Literally, fire dances in his glare. Anger fuels every word. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, shouting, consumed with rage tone, "I'll never forgive anyone who dares to stand in my brother's way." Yoo Jin-ho is saying, faster pacing, rising tension tone. The keys rattle beneath his assault. His fury spills into every sentence. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, cold, threatening tone, "Crying after you've been sued won't save you." Yoo Jin-ho is saying, deep, ominous pause tone. The flames surge higher, not just on the screen, but in his soul. And he keeps typing. A stack of papers lands heavily on the desk. Thick, official, unforgiving. At the top, one word, lawsuit. Ink that carries consequences. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, confident, almost mocking tone, "You thought hiding behind a screen would protect you?" The pages are clipped tight. No escape between them. No room to breathe. Every paragraph, a step closer to reality. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, cold, unwavering tone, "This isn't a warning, it's action." The flames of anger have turned into something sharper now. Not rage. And once it's filed, there's no turning back. The flames are gone now. The room is quiet. Only the faint hum of a computer and the slow rhythm of breathing. He leans back in his chair, eyes closed, jaw unclenched. The battle, for now, is over. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, exhaling relieved tone, "Phew, and that's another one down." His fingers, once striking with fury, now rest still. The keyboard no longer trembles. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, tired but satisfied tone, "I managed to wipe out one of the hidden forces that was slandering my brother." Victory tastes sweet, but the war behind the screen is never truly finished. He opens his eyes, and somewhere, another set of keys begins to move. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, calm, confident, smooth tone. The office lights hum softly overhead. Footsteps approach, measured, unhurried, certain. A presence fills the room before a word is even spoken. Hero is saying, cool, faint smirk in voice, "Working hard, huh?" Yoo Jin-ho is saying, shift in tone, surprise building. The chair creaks, a sharp inhale, eyes widen. Yoo Jin-ho is saying, startled, voice cracking, "Ah, be big brother." Yoo Jin-ho is saying, steady, slightly amused undertone. Confidence melts into panic in an instant. The warrior behind the keyboard, reduced to a nervous younger brother. And standing behind him is the real force in the room. He moves like a shadow. One moment, not there. The next, standing behind him. No footsteps, no warning. Just presence. Yoo Jin-Woo is saying, nervous laugh, trying to play it cool. He disappears and reappears without making the slightest sound. The older brother's gaze shifts to the screen, then back to him. Sharp, unreadable. Hero is saying, low, composed, direct tone. Important news. The younger brother straightens instinctively. The earlier fire? Gone. Hero is saying, respectful, slightly flustered tone. No, big brother. Silence lingers between them. Then, Hero is saying measured, curious tone. More importantly, why do you look like that? The question lands heavier than expected, because sometimes the real battle isn't fought behind a keyboard. He doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he lifts the bag, the zipper parts slowly. Light spills out. Crimson, azure, gold. The room glows. Woo is saying casual, almost bored. I just came out of a portal. As if he were talking about the weather. As if stepping through another world were routine. Woo is saying matter-of-fact, steady tone. You said we needed some money to establish the guild, right? The younger brother leans forward, eyes widen, breath catches. Woo is saying shocked voice, rising tone. But those are all high-grade magic crystals. Were you in a high-rank portal? The crystals shimmer like captured stars. And the man who carried them doesn't look the least bit tired. Because for him, high-rank portals are just another errand. The tension fades. Now, only the sound of water moving gently in the distance. He wipes the sweat from his neck, shirt slightly unbuttoned, as if returning from something far more dangerous than he lets on. Hero is saying casual, almost sheepish tone. I didn't know that. We need another member to establish the guild. The other man stands still, composed, thinking, calculating. Hero is saying measured, recalling tone. Ah, right. We needed at least 3 members to create the guild, didn't we? A president, a vice president, and a 3rd member. 3 roles, 3 names to fill them. The foundation of something that could reshape the balance of power. And neither of them says it aloud, but they both know the president is already decided. The mood shifts. No more portals, no more glowing crystals. Now, plans, foundations, responsibility. The younger brother leans forward, brows furrowed. Hero is saying serious, practical tone. It'd be best if they were diligent, even if it's just to meet the minimum. He's no longer flustered. Now, he's thinking ahead, building something real. Hero is saying firm, organized tone. We should interact occasionally after they're recruited. Silence hangs between them, but the younger brother isn't finished. He raises a finger. Hero is saying direct, pressing the issue. Anyway, there's nothing else to do, right? Ho is saying there's still an urgent issue we need to resolve. An urgent issue. Not money, not members, something bigger. And whatever it is, it demands their attention now. The room falls quiet. The words, urgent issue, still linger in the air. He tilts his head slightly, eyes narrowing just a fraction. A single drop of sweat trails down his cheek. Hero is saying low, puzzled tone. Not confusion, not concern, just calculation. He waits. Because whatever this urgent issue is, it must be important enough to interrupt his plans. And that alone is interesting. The air grows still again. Plans have been made, money secured, members considered. But one thing remains. Identity. The younger brother leans forward slightly, eyes sharp now. Ho is saying serious, focused tone. Have you decided? On the guild's name? A name. More than a title. A banner. A warning. A declaration to the world. The kind of word that makes enemies uneasy and allies proud. And in that silence, the future of the guild waits to be spoken. He leans against the doorway, one hand on his hip, the other relaxed at his side. A faint smile curves across his lips. Unbothered, Hero is saying casual, slightly teasing tone. Ah, is that all? Across the room, sweat beads along the younger brother's temple. His earlier confidence, gone, replaced by urgency. Ho is saying panicked, voice raised tone. It's super, Mega Ultra Urgent, Big Brother, Mega Ultra. The words echo in the quiet office, but the man in the doorway doesn't move an inch. Because whatever this urgent matter is, he already knows. It won't shake him. The room grows heavy again. This time, not from portals, not from enemies, but from creativity. The younger brother clasps his hands together, eyes squeezed shut in deep concentration. He's serious about this. Very serious. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying eager, hopeful tone. What do you think of Yoo-Sung Guild with our names combined? He continues before an answer can come. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying excited, persuasive tone. Doesn't it sound cool? Yoo-Sung Guild, but I can put your name first. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying thinking out loud, rapid fire tone. Maybe we could combine the initials of our names like Woo Choi Guild, or use our initials Jin Sung Guild. The suggestions echo in the room, creative, earnest, and dangerously close to crossing a line. Because there is one thing the man in the doorway values above all else: power. And power is never shared lightly. The air shifts, just slightly. A single word is spoken, calm, simple, and then Yoo Jin-Ho is saying confused, startled tone. Huh? His eyes go wide, too wide. Jaw drops. Completely gone. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying panicked, flustered tone. We're a guild specialized in dungeon raids, not solo runs. Faintly amused beneath the surface tone, the logic hits him all at once. A guild, not a one-man legend, not a shadow army of one, a team. And for the first time today, the younger brother realizes he might have misunderstood who he's dealing with. Silence, not the calm kind, the dangerous kind, the kind where you're not sure if you should laugh or apologize. Sweat rolls down the younger brother's face. His smile twitches. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying nervous, forcing composure tone. Should I start laughing? That was a joke, right? He studies his brother from the corner of his eye. No reaction, no smile, just that unreadable expression. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying thinking, half-whispered realization tone. So there is something Big Brother isn't good at. He's human too, after all. For a brief moment, the legend fades, the conqueror of portals, the unstoppable force, and what remains is simply an older brother, standing in a quiet room. The room settles into uneasy quiet. Then, a sound, sharp, deliberate. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying alert, low tone. The door vibrates slightly under the impact. Not frantic, not timid, intentional. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying wary, cautious tone. And now, who's knocking? They weren't expecting anyone. No scheduled visits, no announcements, just silence. And that knock on the other side of the door. Someone waits. The door creaks open slowly. Light spills into the hallway, and in the doorway, a silhouette. Tall, still, unfamiliar. Hero is saying polite, steady tone. Good morning. Is this the office of Hunter Sung Jin-Woo's guild? The younger brother freezes, blinking, processing the name. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying startled, under-breath tone. Ho. He pushes the door open just a little wider. Enough to see, not enough to feel safe. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying careful, guarded tone. Yes, it is. But who are you? The question hangs in the air, because anyone who knows that name is either very important or very dangerous. The door opens wider. Light floods the room, and recognition hits. Hard. Hero is saying quiet, almost disbelieving tone. You? The younger brother's face drains of color. Eyes stretch impossibly wide. Mouth hangs open. Reality shatters. Yoo Jin-Ho is saying, exploding in shocking tone. What? Because standing there, isn't a stranger, isn't an enemy. It's someone he never expected to see at this door. And now, everything just became much more complicated. The silhouette steps fully into the light, calm, composed, unshaken. Her presence alone changes the atmosphere of the room. The air feels heavier, sharper. Cha Hae-In, breath-catching, disbelief turning into awe. Hunter? Cha Hae-In? Not just a name, but one of the strongest, one of the most respected, standing here at their small, barely established guild office. And suddenly, this isn't a simple visit anymore. It's something much bigger. Silence settles, the shock fades, and the true leader steps forward, composed, unshaken, eyes sharp as steel. Hero is saying low, steady, respectful tone. What brings you here, Hunter Cha? No panic, no excitement, just quiet authority. Because this is his territory, and even legends must answer when they enter it. For the first time, the legendary hunter hesitates. Her lips part, but the words refuse to come. Cha Hae-In is saying quiet, slightly flustered, voice losing its usual sharp-edged tone. It's just, The air feels different now, not heavy with power, but with something uncertain, and that might be far more dangerous. Her eyes steady, no hesitation now, no retreat. The words gather and finally fall. Cha Hae-In is saying calm, sincere, quiet strength beneath the softness tone. I would like to join your guild. The room freezes. Time fractures. Because this is not a request. It's an earthquake. One of the strongest hunters in the nation, choosing them, and nothing will ever be the same again. Minutes later, they sit across from each other. A small table between them. Simple room, plain sofas, quiet air. But the silence is anything but simple. Sung Jin-Woo is saying calm, firm, measured authority tone. I'll ask you again, what brings you here? Not disbelief, but clarity. Because joining his guild is not something decided on impulse, and he intends to know the truth. His voice doesn't rise. It doesn't need to. The weight behind it is enough. Across from him, Hunter Cha Hae-In sits straight, hands folded neatly, composed. Yet the slightest tension lingers in her eyes, because this conversation will decide the future of a guild. The room falls silent once more. No tension, no hesitation. Hunter Cha Hae-In sits calmly on the sofa, lifting the can to her lips. Even her movements are composed. A quiet sip. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone. Like I said before, she lowers the can slowly. Her gaze steady, unwavering. There is no doubt in her eyes. Cha Hae-In is saying measured tone, firm, I'm here to join your guild. No nervous laughter, no second thoughts, just certainty. And that certainty echoes louder than any shout. Across from her, he doesn't move, not immediately. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo sits still on the sofa, expression controlled, breathing steady, but a single bead of sweat trails down his cheek. Sung Jin-Woo is saying measured tone, slightly confused. Huh? What's going on here? It isn't fear. It isn't rejection. It's something far rarer, uncertainty. Because this was not part of the plan. And for once, the strongest hunter in the room doesn't have an immediate answer. The silence doesn't last long. Hunter Cha Hae-In tilts her head slightly. Her eyes narrow, not in hostility, but in calculation. She isn't flustered. She's analyzing. Cha Hae-In is saying measured tone, direct. Was it the president of the association who asked you to come here? Her question lands gently, but its weight is heavy. She watches him carefully, waiting. Sung Jin-Woo is saying measured tone, confused. Huh? But why would he? A flicker of genuine confusion crosses his face. This wasn't arranged. Not by him, not by anyone. Sung Jin-Woo is saying measured tone, thoughtful but sharp. Maybe Hunter Choi Jong-in kicked you out of his guild? Cha Hae-In is saying, no. The words aren't an accusation. They're a test. And the tension in the room rises just slightly. Because now, this is no longer just a visit. It's a negotiation. His voice doesn't rise. It doesn't need to. The air between them tightens just a fraction. This question matters. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, steady. So why? He lifts his eyes slowly. Not curious, not offended, just assessing. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, calm but sharp. Why would you want to join us? Why the solo play guild? There's no mockery in his words, only quiet intensity. Because he already knows Hunter Cha Hae-In doesn't make impulsive decisions. So, if she's here, there's a reason, a dangerous one. For a brief second, Hunter Cha Hae-In forgets her composure. The name echoes in her mind. Solo play, Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, slightly stunned. The guild's name is Solo Play. Not in fear, not in anger, but in disbelief. The tension in the room shifts subtly. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, calm, unbothered. The vice president and I chose this name. Is there a problem? No hesitation, no embarrassment. He doesn't explain himself. He doesn't need to. The silence that follows is heavier than before. The calm atmosphere shatters, not because of Jin-Woo, not because of one very loud voice. Yo Jin-Ho is saying measured tone turning into loud frustration. Solo play guild? Bro, you just decided that on your own? You don't care about my opinion. His face reddens, his pride wounded. To him, this is betrayal of partnership. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone blank? Prospect. He genuinely doesn't understand the outrage. To Jin-Woo, it was just a name. Yo Jin-Ho is saying, measured tone, defensive, but emotional. You didn't say anything. I thought we'd decide together. Cha Hae-In watches the exchange silently. The tension that once felt sharp and dangerous has now shifted into something almost absurd. The shouting continues, but only from one side. Jin-Woo doesn't react, not outwardly, but inside, something shifts. Yo Jin-Ho is saying, measured tone, still loud but trying to breathe. Wait, let's calm down for a second. His voice cracks. Even he realizes this might be spiraling. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, flat, internal restraint. My judgment is just getting clouded by this confusing situation. A single bead of sweat trails down his face. Not fear, not embarrassment, just mild exhaustion. Yo Jin-Ho is saying, measured tone, flustered, defensive, not peacefully, but awkwardly. Hunter Cha Hae-In watches both men, and for the first time today, she might be the most composed person in the room. Her heartbeat, her breathing, her eyes, everything about her feels controlled, too controlled. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, internal observation. Why is she so tense about asking to join our solo play guild? She holds the can steady, but her fingers just slightly tighter than necessary. Her posture is perfect, yet her shoulders refuse to fully relax. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, analytical. She's not nervous about us. She's nervous about something else. And that realization makes the room heavier, because Cha Hae-In is not someone who hesitates without reason. The air shifts, subtle but sharp. He doesn't raise his voice. He doesn't need to. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone. As far as I know, Hunter Cha, it's been less than 2 years since you awakened. You still have a contract with the Hunters Guild, don't you? A precise strike, not aggressive, not accusing, just factual. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, controlled. I do. No hesitation, no excuse, but her fingers tighten slightly around the can. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, analytical. Then joining another guild wouldn't be simple. So why now? She doesn't look away, not even for a second. Her voice is steady, but her eyes burn with resolve. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, firm. I have enough money to pay the penalty for breaking the contract early. A bold declaration. No trembling, no hesitation, only certainty. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, slightly sharper. That's not a small amount. You're willing to lose that just to join us. He knows it. And the silence between them grows heavier. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, softer but unwavering. Yes. His eyes narrow, not in suspicion, but in calculation. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, quiet. She's even willing to pay the penalty just to join us? That isn't impulse, that is resolve, and resolve always hides a reason. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, probing. Hunter Cha, what is it that you're really after? The air shifts, the tension tightens, because now this is no longer about contracts or guild names. It's about motive. He speaks carefully, not to insult her, but to test her. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, calm but honest. Our guild doesn't have the resources to properly reward a hunter of your caliber. No exaggeration, no false humility, just facts. A small guild, limited funding, and her, an S-rank hunter. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, eyes closed, unwavering. It doesn't matter. She doesn't even open her eyes, because this decision was never about money, never about status. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, slightly softer. Then, what does matter? And now, for the first time, not nervous, not hesitant, just resolved. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, calm, unwavering. I don't even need a joining bonus. No conditions, no pride. An S-rank hunter, lowering every demand. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, more serious now. You're giving up a contract, prestige, compensation. For what? Now the truth stands at the edge of her lips, and whatever she says next will change everything. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, calm but probing. Why do you want to join our guild so badly? Not about contracts, not about status. It's about intent. His eyes narrow slightly, searching, measuring. Weighing her answer before she even gives it, Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, quiet but steady, because it has to be this guild, not ambition, not strategy, not politics. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured tone, firm but controlled. There's nothing beneficial here for you, Hunter Cha. No sugarcoating, no false promises, just truth. He isn't rejecting her, he's testing her resolve. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, steady gaze. Benefits aren't what I'm looking for, not for a second. How can she explain this? No, not like that. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, struggling, but controlled. It's not about money or contracts. The words almost leave her lips, but the truth feels heavier than any penalty fee. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, softer. When I fight near you, I can breathe. For a hunter, that means everything. they'd think she was crazy, even if she tried to explain. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, quiet, back-turned. How do I tell them that it isn't logic, not strategy, not ambition? Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, barely audible. It's just, when he's there, the suffocating aura of every other hunter disappears. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, honest, vulnerable. I don't feel overwhelmed. For the first time since she awakened, she feels normal. In the beginning, I was simply another hunter. Strong, recognized, respected. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, distant memory. I thought that was enough. Power meant survival. Rank meant value. Recognition meant purpose. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, quieter. I never questioned it until I met him. But then, something changed. For the first time, my heartbeat wasn't steady. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone slightly shaken. Why does he feel different? His presence wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't loud. It was silent. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, softer. I can't read him. And that uncertainty terrified me more than any dungeon ever had. And then it hit her. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, but tightening shocked. No, it reeks, not hesitation, power. Overwhelming, suffocating power. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, breath unsteady. This scent, it's different. Unlike any hunter she had ever met before, his presence carried something darker, something ancient. Night had fallen, and yet neither of them could walk away. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone strained, demanding control. Are you really a hunter? She closed the distance, fingers gripping his collar. Drawn by his scent, Sung Jin is saying, measured tone calm, unreadable. Is there a problem? He didn't flinch, didn't resist. He simply watched her. Sung Jin is saying, measured tone, slightly teasing calm. Why are you calling at this hour, Hunter Cha? Did something happen? Not fear, recognition. Later that night, she stood alone. The city glittered beneath her. Cold, distant, unreachable. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, quiet, controlled breathing. Why does it only feel different with him? But it couldn't quiet the storm inside her. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone conflicted, barely above a whisper. I've hunted countless monsters, so why can't I understand this one man? It wasn't fear, it wasn't curiosity. It was something far more dangerous. Send the next panel. We're entering emotional territory now. It didn't begin with obsession. It began with a question. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone, calm, controlled. Could you find some information on a man named Sung Jin-Woo who worked with the extraction team today? Her voice was steady, professional, as if this were just another routine inquiry. But beneath that composure, her heartbeat betrayed her. Cha Hae-In is saying, measured tone slightly softer. I just want a background check, that's all. It all started out of pure curiosity. At least, that's what she told herself. No matter how you look at it, he's not an elite combat hunter. But is he also capable of using summoning magic? This is the ability of Hunter Sung Jin-Woo. But the real question isn't if he can summon. It's how many creatures he can bring forth, and whether those creatures are merely shadows or something far more terrifying. Did he ruin Lee Min-sung's debut press conference? There are a lot of negative comments. Hunter Cha is saying, concerned tone. The media is starting to twist the narrative. Hunter Cha is saying, slightly tense tone. They're saying Hunter Sung Jin-Woo overshadowed the entire event. What was meant to be a celebration has turned into controversy. And in the world of hunters, reputation is everything. So he really was an S rank after all. He doesn't seem like a bad person. Seeing him in real life, Hunter Cha is saying, conflicted tone, don't match the man I met. Strength alone doesn't define someone, but sometimes power hides in the quietest people. The Jeju Island raid is right around the corner. Hunter Cha is saying, conflicted tone. What am I even thinking? This isn't the time for distractions. An S-rank's duty comes before personal curiosity. Hunter Cha is saying, steady tone. I need to focus. Because what awaits on Jeju Island is far more dangerous than rumors. Even though I told myself not to think about it, I knew I didn't have time to waste. But Hunter Cha is saying, measured tone. Why does he keep appearing in my thoughts? The timing was wrong. The mission was bigger than curiosity. Hunter Cha is saying, conflicted tone. This shouldn't matter right now. And yet, it did. She felt it before she saw them. Eyes watching from above. Hunter Cha is saying, measured tone. They're observing me, not casually, not without reason. Hunter Cha is saying, steady tone. Is this about the extraction team? Or was it about him? And then he appeared, calm, unbothered, as if none of it concerned him. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, quiet, composed tone. So, they're watching too. He didn't look nervous. If anything, he looked curious. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, soft, unreadable tone. Hunter Cha. Only color that illuminated my eyes. Everything around me felt dull, routine, predictable. Hunter Cha is saying thinking, quiet, conflicted tone. Why does he feel different? It wasn't just his strength. It wasn't just his presence. Hunter Cha is thinking, barely whispering tone. That scent, that strange, comforting scent. For the first time, Hunter Cha is thinking, soft, vulnerable tone. I wanted to know him, and then the world itself trembled. The air split apart. Lightning tore through the sky. Hunter Cha is thinking, shocked, breathless tone. What? Is this power? It wasn't something ordinary hunters could wield. Hunter Cha is thinking, heart racing. This presence, it's overwhelming. From the shadows, something awakened. And at the center of it all stood one man. The scream wasn't human. It ripped through the battlefield like something born from the abyss itself. Hunter Cha is thinking, shaken breath unsteady. I was afraid, not of death. Hunter Cha is thinking, voice cracking, measured but fragile. I was terrified of the power that stood before me, because that creature wasn't the true monster. The real fear was the one commanding the shadows. She shouldn't have been standing. Every muscle in her body screamed to fall. Hunter Cha is saying, measured tone, teeth clenched. I'm not done. Her hands trembled. Not from fear, from rage. Hunter Cha is saying, controlled, burning anger. You think that scent makes you untouchable? The battlefield went silent. Hunter Cha is saying, measured tone, deadly calm. I'll cut through it, even if it kills me. And for the first time, the shadow watching her felt something shift. The air shattered. Steel screamed. Magic collided. Cha Hae-In is saying, breaking into fury tone. Every strike tore through her bones. Every impact numbed her senses. Cha Hae-In is saying, strained, defiant, I won't fall. Blood filled her mouth. The world blurred, and I thought I might die. However, something moved in the darkness. I was certain it was the end. My body wouldn't move. My vision was fading. Cha Hae-In is saying, breathless tone. What? But then the pressure changed. The killing intent, it wasn't aimed at me anymore. Cha Hae-In is saying, stunned whisper tone. That presence Cold, overwhelming, familiar. Cha Hae-In is saying, low, exhausted. The battle was over, but the tremors inside me hadn't stopped. Chairman Go is saying, calm, commanding presence. Hunter Cha. Chairman Go is saying, serious tone. Can you stand? His voice was steady, unshaken. Unlike my heart, Cha Hae-In is saying, quiet, a shamed whisper. Yes, Chairman. Blood on my hands, fear in my chest, and yet, when I opened my eyes, the war was gone, but the weight in my chest remained. Cha Hae-In is saying, where? Chairman Go is saying, steady authority. You finally regained consciousness. How do you feel? His voice was calm, too calm for everything that had just happened. Chairman Go is saying, we're in a helicopter. We just landed on the roof of the Hunters Association. Chairman Go is saying, reassuring tone, we'll transfer you to the hospital as soon as possible. Cha Hae-In is saying, faint but steady tone. The others, are they safe? Even now? My first thought wasn't about myself. It was about him. Cha is saying fragile but hopeful. Hunter Sung Jin-Woo has finally arrived, right? Even before I checked my wounds, even before I understood where I was, there was only one name on my lips. Cha Hae-In is saying, soft, almost whispering. Ah, Chairman Go is saying, measured tone, steady. Yes, he arrived in time. In that moment, the tension in my chest finally eased. Not because the battle was over, not because I was safe, but because he was there. Chairman Go is saying, low relieved exhale. That single sound carried weight, relief, gratitude, and something deeper, trust. Chairman Go is saying, calm, reassuring. You've done enough, Hunter Cha. Rest now. Even a man who had witnessed countless battles could not hide the quiet relief in his breath, because the situation had nearly crossed the point of no return. Cha Hae-In thought soft but steady. I felt it clearly. The edge of death. Cha Hae-In thought reflective. The darkness closing in, the silence swallowing everything. For a brief moment, her consciousness drifted between two worlds, life and something beyond it. Cha Hae-In thought, almost whispering, if he hadn't come. Small pause panel, no dialogue, just her eyes slowly opening. No, I'm still here, which means Cha Hae-In. Narration calm but heavy. If that moment had lasted just a little longer. Wide panel helicopter rotors spinning slowly, wind whipping. Cha. Narration. If he hadn't stepped in. Close up her eyes reflecting the sky. Cha. Thought, would my story have ended there? Soft fade panel, distant silhouette in the sky. Cha. Narration. Steadier. But fate doesn't move on ifs. It moves on choices. Cha. Thought. Almost embarrassed. And somehow, he always arrives. Cha. Thought. What could I do? My blade couldn't reach it. My strength wasn't enough. For the first time since becoming an S rank, I felt powerless. If I fall here, will anyone even notice? I'm not sure I can tell him. How could I ever tell him that when I thought I was going to die, he was the only one I saw? Not the enemy, not the pain, just him. I want you to stay by my side until the very end. Even if the world collapses again, even if I'm afraid, I want you there. I can't say something so selfish, not when he carries the weight of everything already. She gathered every ounce of courage she had, but fear still wrapped around her heart. Cha is saying, soft, trembling tone, will he accept it? On the other side of the silence, Jin-Woo sat quietly. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured calm tone, is there something I still haven't told her? Two hearts, one room, and a silence louder than any battle they've faced. The silence stretches longer than it should. Every second feels heavier than the last. Cha is saying, soft, anxious tone, Why isn't he answering? Her cheeks burn, her thoughts spiral. Judging by how red his face is, he's hiding something from me. Across from her, his hand tightens slightly. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured, controlled tone, calmly. Two warriors who faced death without fear, now struggling against something far more dangerous. Silence. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, no, slightly flustered tone. N, no. Hunter Cha Hae-In, only 22, maybe 23. A rank at the very top, a weight far too heavy for someone her age. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured, protective tone. The burden of being a high-rank hunter, it must weigh heavily on her. And that wasn't all. Jeju Island, the raid that nearly claimed her life. Sung Jin-Woo is saying quiet, serious tone. On top of that, she was severely injured during the Jeju Island raid. Gina is saying, whispering, teasing, but concerned tone. Brother, the Hunter Guild must have pushed her hard to make her say something like that. Behind the awkward silence wasn't rejection, it was worry. Sung Jin-Woo is thinking, low, conflicted tone. I feel sorry for her, but sympathy is not the same as acceptance. For someone like him, emotion never comes before responsibility. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, calm, firm, measured tone. In reality, you must first pass a test to join our guild. Not rejection, not coldness, just standards. Because in his world, strength decides everything. Hunter is saying, slightly confused tone, eh? It wasn't mentioned in the official notice. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, calm, composed, authoritative tone. It's a fairly recent rule. Our vice president must have simply forgotten. No hesitation, no change in expression, just a perfectly delivered lie. Hunter is saying, nervous, quick response. Sure, in this room, power doesn't need proof. Confidence alone. Cha is saying, firm, sharp tone? What kind of test are you talking about? Her eyes sharpen? No embarrassment now? No hesitation, only suspicion. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, calm, unreadable tone? It's simple. A test, not of strength, not of skill, but of resolve. His gaze sharpens, not teasing, not joking, serious. Sung Jin-Woo is saying, measured, calm tone. You'll have to defeat one of my summoned creatures, one of my choosing. No pride, no mockery, just a condition. Cha is thinking, uncertain, slightly shaken tone. Is he serious? This wasn't about joining a guild anymore. This was a challenge. Her eyes narrow, not hurt, offended. Cha is saying, controlled, sharp tone. Has Hunter Sung Jin-Woo really considered me low rank? For an S-rank hunter, there is no greater insult. Cha is saying, steady, challenging tone. What kind of summoned creature is it? She wasn't afraid. She wasn't backing down. She wanted to know what kind of monster she was being measured against.